Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
sir.
Hey. Okay. So I want to first quickly start with any doubts in the previous exercises that we have seen. If there are any doubts, we'll solve that and then we'll go ahead. So last time we had done till exercise 18, right?
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
before article 160.
yeah, we start.
Okay. So actually, I had solved many of the questions
Yeah,
in
we
this
solved
exercise.
many.
Yeah.
So I don't think there are too many doubts, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So what we will do is we'll start with article 160 and we'll go ahead. Okay. So article 160 basically is saying that to show that from any point there can be drawn two tangents, real or imaginary, to a circle. Article 160, from any point you can draw two tangents. Two tangents can be drawn. Now, sometimes the tangents are real, sometimes they're imaginary. That means no tangents if it is imaginary, right? So we will try to understand how this can be proved. So if we have a circle like this, let's say the circle is x square plus y square is equal to a square, and a point outside, a point anywhere actually, hk is a point, okay? So if a line through hk is tangent to this circle, right? So basically this is a line through the point and tangent to the circle. So equation of the line is y minus k is equal to m into x minus h, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now this line will be tangent to the circle. That means if we solve this line with the circle equation, we should get discriminant equal to 0, right?
yeah,
Only then will it be tangent, no?
yeah,
Because otherwise there will be 2 points of intersection, right? If discriminant is
Yeah.
positive and stuff, right?
yeah,
So you have y is equal to mx minus mh plus k, and you will substitute that in this. X square plus y square is equal to a square. So you'll get x square plus m square x square plus k minus mh whole square plus, not plus, minus 2mx k minus mh, right,
yeah,
is equal to a square, right? This is the equation. Now this equation, let's isolate all the terms. So 1 plus m square into x square, and this is all constant terms. This is the x term, so minus 2mk into x, and okay, actually x term has both the coefficients, so so minus 2m k minus mh into x plus k minus mh whole square minus a square, right, is equal to 0. This is the equation, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Now now this equation will be a tangent if discriminant is equal to 0, right? So
Yeah.
b square minus 4ac should become 0, right?
yeah,
So I will write b square 4m square k minus mh whole square minus 4 into this minus 4 into 1 plus m square into big bracket k minus mh whole square minus a square is equal to 0, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
And 4 goes away and we have this thing. So 1 second. So how would you simplify it? We can simplify it nicely, I think, because m square into this and m square into this will cancel, right?
yeah,
1 plus m square will break as 1 plus m square into this, right? So 1 m square, this will completely cancel. So we'll
yeah,
have minus
Yeah. Yeah.
k minus mh whole square, and then we'll have minus into minus. So plus a square into 1 plus m square, right? Equal to
yeah,
0. This is the condition for tangent, right?
yeah,
So
Yeah. Yeah.
if we expand this a little bit, this becomes minus k square minus m square h square plus 2kmh plus a square m square is equal to 0, right? So convert it into a quadratic in m, okay? So this becomes m
Okay.
square a square minus h square plus 2kh into m plus a square minus k square is equal to
Yeah.
0, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is the condition that the line was tangent to the circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is a quadratic, right? So it can
Yeah.
have 2 roots or 0 roots or imaginary or 1 root, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on whether, if it has 2 roots, that means you have 2 different values of m, no?
Yeah. Two slopes.
Then that means that there are 2 tangents like this.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
if it has only 1 root, then only 1 tangent, and if it has 0 roots, then 0 tangents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the condition will be dependent on the discriminant of this quadratic, right?
Yeah.
Let's call it d1. d1 of this quadratic is basically 4k square h square minus 4 times a square minus h square into a square minus k square, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this becomes is equal to 4k square h square minus a power 4 minus 4 a power 4 minus a square k square becomes a plus 4 a square k square, and minus h square a square becomes a plus 4 h
Yeah.
square a square, and plus h
Minus
square k
4.
square becomes minus 4. So that cancels this, right?
Yeah.
That last term cancels this first
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
So right now you have 4 times a square common, and you have h square plus k square minus a square, right? This is
Yeah.
the value of d1, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So d1 discriminant of this is this. So now we can easily see that this part is always positive.
Yeah.
This is always positive. So the sign of d1 will be determined by this value, right?
Yeah.
So if h square plus k square is greater than a square, you have 2 real roots, right? 2 real roots of m,
Yeah.
right? So 2 different tangents, right?
Yeah.
So that condition makes a lot of sense, because the point h square plus k square greater than a square means it is outside the circle,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If the
Yeah.
point is outside the circle, we get 2 real roots. If the point is on the circle, then discriminant becomes 0, so we get only 1 real root, right? Or for m, right?
Yeah.
If the point is on the circle, we get only 1 tangent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. And if the point is inside the circle, less than a square, right? We get 0 real roots for m, right?
Yeah.
So no tangent is possible if your point is inside the circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. So we have proved that for any circle, I mean, we have proved it for a simple circle like this. It can also be proved for a general equation circle, right?
Yeah.
But that will be slightly more annoying to prove. So that's why we're not doing it. So HK is this point outside. Now, if HK is outside the circle, then there are 2 tangents possible, because discriminant
Yeah.
came as 4a square h square plus k square minus a square. So
Yeah.
if this is positive, then 2 real roots for m, 2 values of m. Otherwise, if it is on the circle, then 1 tangent only, and if it is inside, 0 tangents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imaginary tangents in that case, right?
Okay.
So that is article 160. Okay. Now we come to article 161. 160 everyone has understood, no? This is very simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 161 is the idea of a chord of contact. So we have a circle, we have a point. Let's say the point is called x1 comma y1. This is t. And from t I have drawn, because it is outside the circle, I have drawn 2 tangents.
Okay.
One tangent is like this and one tangent is like this, right?
Yeah.
This is, let's
Yeah.
say this is P, and let's say this is Q. This point is X dash Y dash, and this point is X double dash Y double dash, right?
Yeah.
This is the origin O, and the circle equation was x square plus y square is equal to a square. right?
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
what is the meaning of this chord of contact? So chord of contact is basically the line segment joining the points of contact,
PQ. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
this line is called PQ line is called chord of contact. Okay. So why is
Yeah.
it called chord of contact? It is obvious because from T you drew two tangents which had their
Yeah.
own points of contact, right?
Mm.
And you
Yeah.
joined the points of contact, right? That line became your chord of contact.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there are many interesting properties here. So what we will first try to do is first we'll try to figure out the equation of the line PQ. Equation of the line PQ, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously we will not try to do it by solving x dash y dash and x double dash y double dash. That is going to be very annoying. So we'll not do that. We'll do it in a clever way. So SL has a very smart way here. So we'll figure out how. But before that, you should realize one thing, that the chord of contact line depends
Yeah.
on the position of the T.
Yeah.
If the T was closer, no, if the T was closer, your tangents would be looking different, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like this, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
notice that in that case, your chord of contact would be very different, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if T was far away, it would have been more big, farther away, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm.
clearly, the equation of line PQ should depend on location of T, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So x1 comma y1 should matter in that equation, right?
Yeah.
So we'll keep that in mind, and I'll just try to get this. Oh, 1 second. Okay. So how do we get this equation? So the idea is, if I know that R is a point of contact, right? R is a point of contact of a tangent, right? So if somebody had asked me, find the equation of tangent to the circle at the point R, right? Find the equation to the tangent of the circle at the point R, correct? And what would you have done? You would have done x dash plus y dash is equal to a square, no?
Yeah.
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 We have learned that if you know any curve and a point you know on it, right? There,
Yeah.
to find the tangent at that point, you can just replace x square with x1, right?
Yeah.
And y square with y1, and so on, right? 2x
Yeah.
with x plus x1, 2y with y plus y1, and 2xy with x dash y plus xy dash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is stuff that we have seen. This is true for all 2-degree curves. Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Parabola, ellipse, hyperbola, circle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, if I wanted to draw the tangent equation, tangent at R, this is the equation of tangent at R, right?
Yeah.
And the equation for tangent at Q would be what? X double dash plus y double dash is equal to a square, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tangent at Q, right? Correct. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, both the tangents will intersect at T, right? So T lies on both the tangents, right?
Yeah.
The point T lies on both the tangents. So you can put x1, y1 in these equations and you will get two relations, right? x1, x dash plus y1, y dash is equal to a square, and also x1, x double dash plus y1, y double dash is equal to a square, right?
Mm. Yeah.
These two statements are true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now think about what it means to write a line equation of PQ. So let's try to think about what the line equation of PQ would be like. Okay. So if the line equation of PQ was written in a general form, like suppose PQ line was given by AX plus BY plus C is equal to 0, right? Correct. So
Yeah.
then PQ line, PQ, why am I saying? It is, okay, this is P actually. This is not R, this is P. Yeah, PQ line, right?
Yeah.
This is not tangent at R, this was point P only. Right. So if PQ line equation was this is what we want to find eventually, right? So then P point and Q point obviously lie on this, no?
Yeah.
So you should have conditions like this: ax dash plus by dash plus c is equal to 0, and ax double dash plus by double dash plus c is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
These equations are valid, right?
Yeah.
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 Now notice that there is a stark similarity between this and this. See that this is a condition on x dash y dash and x double dash y double dash here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two points should completely determine a straight line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I know 2 points, I can completely determine a straight line, correct?
Yeah.
There cannot be a second line which is also satisfying those two conditions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a condition on a straight line. This is also a condition on the same straight line. This is two separate conditions. And now I have gotten similar looking separate conditions with x dash, y dash, x double dash, y double dash here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically I can rearrange it like this: plus y1 y dash minus a square is equal to 0, and x1 x double dash plus y1 y double dash minus a square is equal to 0, and say that these conditions are also conditions on x dash y dash in the same style as this, right?
Yeah.
As it was supposed to be, right? So then
Yeah.
obviously you cannot have already two conditions are there, then it completely determines the line, right?
Yeah.
So you can say that there is only one line possible, which a is equal to x1, b is equal to y1, and c is equal to minus a square,
Okay.
right? This line,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is satisfying the same conditions here. You are getting similar conditions here, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Here, these conditions you got by writing tangent equations like this, and making sure that t lies on both of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And here you're getting this condition by drawing any arbitrary line equation. T, P and Q have to lie on it, right? And then you're
Yeah.
seeing that they're matching, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the equation of this PQ line must be x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0.
Yeah.
So equation, then it will fit both everything, right? It will fit this, right? Because
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
put x dash y dash on it, it will get this conditions you'll get, right?
Yeah.
If it was something else, no, it would have been wrong. Like if this was not like this was not the equation, right? If you think of any other equation other than this, right? Then when you put the point P on it, right?
Yeah.
Then you will get a condition that contradicts this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Contradicts this, right? But this is supposed to be true. Right?
Yeah.
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 Are you understanding how he is getting the line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without solving or finding this, he has found the equation, which is quite smart. Right? PQ line, he has found the equation. Now, now notice that there is something special about this PQ equation. This looks like a tangent equation, no?
Yeah.
It looks like a tangent equation to some circle at a point x1, y1, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, this is not a real tangent equation. This is outside the circle, no?
Yeah.
Right? So what we will see is we'll try to understand what this really means. So notice that this was my chord of contact. This was my chord of contact, right? This was x1 comma y1. What we are getting is that if the circle is x square plus y square is equal to a square, chord of contact PQ equation turns out to be the same tangent equation, but written with the perspective of this point T. Okay.
Yeah.
Generally, tangent equations are written with the perspective of the point of contact, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you are writing tangent equation, but with reference to this point. So you are going to write x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0 is the chord of contact, right? Now, why
Yeah.
does it make sense? Because if you bring it closer, right? If you
Yeah.
bring it closer, realize that the line tangents become more and more curved like this, and the chord of contact becomes smaller and smaller. No,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
when it comes really close here, it starts looking like the tangent line because you're joining 2 points really close here. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
understand? It will actually, if you come on the circle, right? If x1 y1 lies on the circle, right?
Yeah.
Chord of contact, if you imagine, it should be the tangent at that point, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because actually there's no chord, it's just one point, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and tangent equation at that point should have been x1 plus y1 minus a square, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So the
Yeah.
idea that this line is x1 plus y1 minus a square is translating properly, and when you bring it close, it becomes the correct thing that it should become, right?
Yeah.
If you bring it
Yeah.
close, it becomes the tangent line that is supposed to be,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
right? So you can imagine if you bring the point close, the chord of contact comes closer and closer, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
closer you come, the smaller the chord is,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? And it becomes tangent eventually. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my chord of contact equation. So now what we will see is some lots of properties of this chord of contact. So this is my point, this is one point, this is one tangent, and this is one tangent. You should write this part down, like this part is super important. Uh, so this is, suppose, this point P, and this is x1 comma y1, right?
Yeah.
And this is a circle with center x square plus y square is equal to a square is the equation. Okay, this is center O. This is my point, let's say T, and this is my point, let's say Q, and this is obviously tangent, so this is 90-degree, right?
Yeah.
And this is also
Yeah.
tangent, so this is also 90-degree, right?
Yeah.
Now, what is this distance OP? OP is easy because this is origin, right?
Yeah.
OP distance, I will write all the distances here. So OP is equal to root over, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Now, what is PT? PT, can you tell me? Pythagoras theorem.
Yeah.
PT would be equal to, this is radius A, right? And this is
A.
also radius A, right? So
Yeah.
it will be OP square minus OT square, right?
Yeah.
So it will be x1
Yeah.
square
Yeah.
plus y1 square minus a square,
Yeah. Yeah.
correct? This is my PT, right?
Hmm.
So OT, PT, OP, and obviously OT is equal to A, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
notice that my chord of contact here is this line. The figure is slightly off. The figure is slightly off. So I'll just draw the figure once more. Uh, figure should be nice and symmetrical. 1 second. Uh, okay. Uh, there is a point here, and this is the center, and one chord is like this, one tangent is like this, and one tangent is like this, right?
Yeah.
And this is one perpendicular, and this is one perpendicular, right? Now it is more accurate. O, this was my point P, right? P,
Yeah.
and this was my T, and this was my Q, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And TQ is my chord of contact. Okay, this is A, this is A, right? Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously, you can easily prove that triangle OTP is congruent to triangle OQP.
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
90-degree
Yeah.
common side, one more angle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So two angles are anyway no. What congruency is this?
RHS, no. Two
Uh,
sides and 90.
right angle, hypotenuse, and side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A side.
Correct. Yeah,
80.
190 and one hypotenuse and one side, right? RHS
Yeah.
congruency. Okay. So this is congruent. Now you can also prove that if you label it as R, triangle OTR is also congruent to triangle ORQ.
Hmm.
Why? Because TQ is a chord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TQ is a chord, and line from the center.
Yeah.
Okay,
Line from center divides.
no, but that has to be perpendicular. So first we have to prove that this angle is same as this angle because of the first congruency,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because of the first congruency, these angles are equal, and now this is common side, and this is two sides and included angle are same. So SAS, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
SAS congruency, you can show that this and this are congruent, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Two sides, this side, and included angle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. So you have this triangle is also congruent to this triangle. So obviously the big triangle was congruent and the small triangle is congruent. So this triangle is also congruent, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically it is divided into multiple congruent triangles, right? So you
Hmm.
also know that this is equal to this, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So let's get a sense of these angles. So let's call this angle, suppose alpha. Let's call this angle beta, right? So
Yeah.
what we have is sine alpha, right? Sine alpha
Hmm.
will be equal to perpendicular A by hypotenuse OP, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And
Yeah.
sine beta will be equal to perpendicular PT. PT is this by hypotenuse this, right?
Hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is the length of TR, right? So I want to find the length of my chord of contact. Okay. So
Yeah.
if I want to find TR length, right? Correct.
Yeah.
TR length would be equal to now here what we can say is TR square should be equal to OR into RP, because this must be 90 now, no?
Yeah.
Is it true in a right angle triangle like this, if you drop a perpendicular on this side, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
This is 10th standard similar triangle stuff.
Yeah.
So A, B, C, D. You can prove that AD square is equal to BD into CD
Yeah. Yeah.
by similar triangles.
Okay.
This triangle will be similar to the big triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And similarly, this triangle will also be similar to the big triangle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
This is 10th standard similarity, dude. Like you
Hmm.
should go back and
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
prove it if you're not convinced. Okay. So TR
Yeah.
square is equal to OR into RP, and OR can be written as OR is equal to A cos beta, right?
Yeah.
And RP is equal to PT. PT is root over x1 square plus y1 square minus a square cos alpha, right?
Hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, we also know that 2 alpha plus 2 beta should be 180, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So we know that alpha plus beta is equal to 90-degree, right?
Yeah.
So that is a
Yeah. Yeah.
useful thing to know. Alpha plus beta, obviously that is 90, right?
Yeah.
So OR and RP we know. So TR square is equal to OR into RP. So it is equal to A into root over x1 square plus y1 square minus a square into cos beta into cos alpha, right?
Yeah.
Now cos beta is equal to sine alpha, no?
Mm-hmm.
cos beta into
Sin
cos
alpha.
alpha, right?
Yeah.
And they are opposites of each other, no? So this is just sin alpha and this is sin beta, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, no? Sin alpha, sin beta,
Yeah.
right? So this becomes tr square is equal to a into root over x1 square plus y1 square minus a square into sin alpha is a by root over x1 square plus y1 square into sin beta is this x1 square plus y1 square minus a square by x1
Yeah.
square plus y1 square root, right?
Yeah.
So this becomes a square. On top is x1 square plus y1 square minus a square by x1 square plus y1 square, right?
Yeah.
This is your tr
Mm.
square, right? So
Yeah.
tr basically comes as root of this. So tr is a is equal to tr is equal to a into root over this minus a square by root over x1 square plus y1 square, right?
Yeah.
We could have gotten this a little faster also. I don't know why we did this. We can just say that tr by a is equal to sine beta, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We could have just directly written that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tr by a is equal to sine beta, right?
Yeah.
So you got tr and then 2tr is equal to tq, right? 2tq length
Yeah.
chord
2T.
of contact is 2 times tr, which 2 times tr is basically tr is equal to a by tr by a is equal to sine beta. So tr is equal to a sine beta. So 2a sine beta, right?
Mm.
tq is equal to 2a sine beta,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which can also be written as 2a cos alpha.
Yeah. Yeah.
2a cos alpha.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are all the distances, basically everything you can find here, right? And
Yeah.
all of this is just geometry. Okay. Also pt is equal to pq because
Yeah.
from a point equal tangents can be drawn,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And every triangle is congruent, so everything will match, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And remember to use trigonometry for these angles and ratios. Okay, there are many
Yeah.
questions based on this that are asked. Okay, that's why I have done this in so much detail, because many times people ask questions based on this. Some point is given, something is given, some distance. Instead of doing it by coordinate geometry, sometimes it is way faster to do just geometry and trigonometry. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like some, if you wanted to find these distances by coordinate geometry and circle equations, it would be annoying, no?
Yeah.
Like if I did all this by x1 y1 and x square plus y square is equal to a square, it will be really annoying.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
intersect the line with the circle, find the distance. It will be super bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you do it by simply by geometry, you're getting everything in one step. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that is why we are doing it like this. Okay. And notice that if you wanted a little bit of coordinate geometry stuff here, you can always find some perpendicular and all. If you know the TQ equation, right? You can find OR distance by distance of perpendicular from 0, 0 on TQ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
OR distance is length of perpendicular from 0, 0 on chord of contact, right?
Yeah.
So if you know chord of contact equation directly, by that you can do easily OR.
Mm.
OR if you know, and if you know this angle, then you can find TR. No,
Yeah.
tan of this beta will be equal to TR by OR, right?
Yeah.
Right. And this beta and all you can
Yeah.
find easily by doing A by this, right? Or this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you understand trigonometry plus a little bit of coordinate will be faster than any other uh, brute force method. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has followed this, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equation of chord of contact we have done, and all of these properties of these chord of contacts we have done. So hopefully whenever you see a chord of contact situation, you should be happy because you know many things here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you will be able to find everything by common sense.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we go on to the idea of pole and polar, which is article 162 onwards, 162, 163 types. Now, this is technically not in JEE advanced syllabus, but JEE advanced these days has become quite hard. So they might ask it in a hidden way. So you might as well learn it. So uh, it is not generally supposed to be in the syllabus, but we are going to do it anyway. Okay. So
Yeah.
what is pole and polar? So if so the definition you need to carefully know here. So this is a circle. Okay. There is a point P. Okay.
Mm.
Through this point you can draw how many chords to this circle, how many secant lines, right? Many,
Yeah.
I can draw one line like this, I can draw one line like this, I can draw another line like this, right?
Yeah.
There are infinite possible secant lines that cut the circle, which are
Mm.
passing through the
Mm.
point P, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
P point
Yeah.
is x1 comma y1, suppose, right? Now
Mm.
now at each of these points, right, I can draw tangents like this and like this.
Yeah.
At the points where the chord intersects the circle, at those points of contact, I can draw tangents, right?
Yeah.
So I will
Yeah.
draw one
Yeah.
more tangent like this, and one more tangent like this here. And here also I will draw tangents like this and tangents like this, right?
Yeah.
So notice that these two tangents will intersect at some point, right?
Mm. Yeah.
And these two tangents are looking very parallel, so it might not intersect in the screen, but these two tangents will intersect some point here.
Yeah.
Some other tangent if I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
drawn, some other tangent if I had drawn, they would have intersected at some point here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what you are seeing is the point of intersection of all the tangents will be a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
All of these tangents, points of intersections, will be a straight line. So
Okay.
what is actually happening? What you are doing is, from an external point, you are drawing many secant lines, right?
Mm.
From an external point, draw many secant lines. At the points where they touch the circle, right? Draw tangent lines, right? And
Yeah.
these tangents will
Yeah.
intersect at some point, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Then this tangent will intersect at some other point, right?
Yeah.
Then this tangent will intersect at some point. You will notice that these points of intersections lie on a same straight line.
Mm.
If you do the construction properly, it will come on the same straight line. Okay.
Okay.
So this straight line, which is the point of intersection of tangents at the points where the chord cuts the circle, right? At where the secant cuts the circle, right?
Yeah.
So this point of intersection of tangents here is called polar of the point P. And the polar is basically a line equation. Polar is a line. Okay.
Yeah.
So you took a point P, and from there you drew many secants, and secants cut the circle at two points each. At each of those 2 points, you drew tangents, and the tangents intersected at some point, right?
Yeah.
Now there are so many infinite secants, so infinite points you will get of intersection of the tangents, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
points happen to lie on a straight line. Okay. And that
Yeah.
straight line is called polar of the point P. And polar is basically a line, right? And now if
Okay.
you
Yeah.
have this line equation of polar, if you have, right?
Yeah.
Polar is known, then P is known as the point P, right? From which everything started.
Yeah.
P is called the pole of that line.
Okay.
Pole of the line. Pole of the polar. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, P point is called the pole, and the line that comes after getting the point of intersection of tangents is called the polar. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the meaning. Now how will he get the equation of pole and polar? So let's see what he is doing. Article 163. Okay. Article 163 is to find the equation of polar. To find equation of polar of point P x1 comma y1 with respect to the circle, x square plus y square is equal to a square, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying let QR be any chord through the circle drawn, any chord drawn through P. Okay. There
Yeah.
is a circle, there is P, and he has drawn a chord QR. This is Q, this is R, right? Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where does what do I have to do? I have to draw tangents here and tangents here, right?
Yeah.
And these tangents are supposed to intersect at some point, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, obviously, if this is the situation, then QR line is like the chord of contact, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's say the tangents meet in a point T, H comma K, right?
Yeah.
Correct? So for T point, if you look at T's perspective, from there it looks like QR is the chord of contact, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So equation of QR from the point of view of T is basically xh plus yk minus a square is equal to 0, no?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
now we had
Yeah.
seen earlier that equation of chord of contact is the same as tangent equation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct? So we have this
Yeah.
equation. Now this line, this QR line definitely passes through x1 comma y1, no?
Yeah.
Right? It has to pass through x1 comma y1, right?
Yeah.
So we have x1 h plus y1 k minus a square is equal to 0. This is a true
Yeah.
identity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now if hk was my variable point, right? Hk could move, right? Depending on which chord has been chosen, right? Hk
Yeah.
could be different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then x1 and y1 are fixed, right?
Yeah.
So this is the locus of hk, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the locus of hk, right? And locus of
Yeah.
hk has turned out to be a straight line.
Yeah.
Locus of hk has turned out to be a straight line.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this equation is the equation of the polar. So replace hk with x1. Again, see, polar equation also comes as same as tangent equation,
Yeah.
right? Again, with respect to the same point, right?
Yeah.
So polar of point P of P is the same as if you are writing the tangent equation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did he get this? He said that let's say P was my point. I drew a chord which is at Q and R, and from Q, by definition, to find the polar, I need to find a point on that point of intersection of the tangents at Q and R, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that point was variable because my chord is variable, so my point of intersection will be variable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that point is taken as hk, and he's trying to find locus of that point, right?
Yeah.
The point of intersection. So if hk is that point, it looks like hk is the point from where chord of contact qr has been drawn, right?
Yeah.
The equation of qr must be xh plus yk minus a square is equal to 0. And we know that qr always passes through the point P. So you have
Yeah.
x1h plus y1k minus a square is equal to 0. That
Yeah.
in itself is a locus of a straight line where hk is the only variable thing there.
Yeah.
Hk changes and it's a straight line equation, right?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
required straight line is the locus of my point T, which is x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0. Just the same like it was for chord of contact, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in a similar manner, he's saying at the end of that section that if you have a circle like this, 2gx plus 2f5 plus c is equal to 0, and you have a point P x1 comma y1, we can prove that polar of point P will be x1 plus y1 plus g x plus x1 plus f y plus y1 plus c is equal to 0, right? We can also prove that chord of contact is also the same thing.
Yeah.
Chord of contact of point P is also the same equation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is happening here? This is a point P, and if you draw, chord of contact will be this line, right?
Yeah.
Chord of contact will be this line. Polar will be, oh, okay, I'm drawing a really bad figure, but fine. Chord of contact is this line, and polar will be some line like this, and then point of intersection, right? Figure is slightly wrong. This should be
Yeah,
the
it should same.
it should be the extension of this only,
Yeah.
right? So it will come. It will
Yeah.
come as the same thing. Okay. Now if the point x1 y1 is outside the circle, if the point x1 y1 is outside the circle, then chord of contact and polar will coincide, right?
Yeah.
Then CC will be same as polar line, right? If the
Yeah.
point is on the circle, then obviously chord of contact is tangent line, and there is no polar that is defined. No, polar is also tangent only,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
here you cannot draw a chord which cuts it and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is itself that point, right? Correct.
Yeah.
If however if point is inside the circle, right, then chord of contact is imaginary, right?
Yeah.
Polar, however, polar I think is not imaginary. No, 1 second. Polar of a given point is the straight line which passes through the real and imaginary points of contact or tangents. Also, the pole of any straight line is the point of intersection of. Okay, don't need to worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about the imaginary case. That is anyway not going to be relevant. So in general, we realize that for outside points and for on the circle, you have polar as and chord of contact is same as the tangent line equation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, there is one important thing here, 165, which is geometrical construction. Geometrical construction of the polar.
Okay.
This is super useful. So we'll just do it, of the polar. So what he's saying is, let's say we have a line. We have, look at figure. Look at the figure given here. There's a y-axis. There's an x-axis. There is a circle, right? Circle equation is x square plus y square is equal to a square. X square plus y square is equal to a square, and there is a line OP, right? There's a P point here, which is x1 comma y1, right? OP
Yeah.
is here like this, right?
Yeah.
OP line equation is basically y is equal to y1 by x1 into x, right?
Yeah.
Equation of OP, which is y is equal to mx, right?
Yeah.
Therefore, that equation becomes x1y minus y1x is equal to 0.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And polar equation for P is coming as x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So polar line will be somewhere here like this. correct?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now notice the slope of the polar, no? Slope of polar is what? Minus x1 by y1, right?
Yeah.
And what was the slope of OP? y1 by
I don't
x1.
know. So,
So they are perpendicular.
yeah. Yeah.
So first thing we notice is slope of OP multiplied by slope of polar, right,
Yeah.
is equal to -1, right?
Mm.
So polar will be perpendicular always to the line joining the center and the point, right?
Yeah.
So that gives us a nice thing that at least we know that it will be some line like this, right?
Yeah.
Correct? It will be some line perpendicular. I don't know
Yeah.
where it will be, but it will be perpendicular for sure, right?
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
also, right? I don't know where it will be, right? So
Mm.
second thing now he will try to figure out is where will it be, okay?
Yeah.
So by Article 69 lines, okay, fine. Hence OP is perpendicular to the polar, right? So
Yeah.
length OP is equal to root over x1 square plus y1 square, that we know. Length OP is equal to root over x1 square plus y1 square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And perpendicular ON from O upon 2. Okay, great. So we know the equation of the polar, no?
Yeah.
We know already the equation of the polar, no?
Yeah.
So now we
Yeah.
can say what is the length of perpendicular from origin to the polar line, right?
Mm.
That will help us mark off what distance you have to draw the perpendicular, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? From 0, 0, if I drop a perpendicular on the polar line, that will
Yeah.
be basically minus a square mod by root over x1 square plus y1 square, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically, a square by root over x1 square plus y1 square is the distance, right?
Yeah.
Correct? So
Mm.
now I know that it is at a distance of this much from origin, right? The
Yeah.
polar line, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
what is the total distance? Total distance was x1 square root x1 square plus y square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we can say ON is equal to a square by root over x1 square plus y1 square, and OP is equal to root over x1 square plus y1 square, right? Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you can write a simple, a nice looking relation. ON into OP is equal to a square, no?
Yeah.
Correct? So
Yeah.
now I know that wherever it is at such a place that ON into OP is always equal to a square, right?
Yeah.
So we know
Yeah.
ON will be equal to a square by OP, right?
Yeah.
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 Right? So now I can find the polar very easily now, because given a circle and a point, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So this is, give me any circle, I will just do it very easily. So let's just make an arbitrary circle, okay? X square plus y square plus 2x plus 3y plus 4, right, is equal to 0,
Yeah.
right? This is an arbitrary
Mm-hmm.
circle. Center is at -1 comma -3 by 2, right? Radius is equal to 4 plus 9 minus 4, so 3, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And point P is, let's say, 5 comma 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point P is 5 comma 6. So center is -1 comma -3 by 2. The point is 5 comma 6, right? Now
Yeah.
I know that the OP,
Yeah.
that my polar line has to be perpendicular to this line, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So slope of my polar I immediately know is -1 by slope of OP, right?
Yeah.
So what is the slope of polar?
Mm.
It will be this line slope is 6 minus minus 3 by 2, so 6 plus 3 by 2 by 5 plus 1, right?
Yeah.
So this is 12 plus 3, 15 by 2 and 6, so 5 and 2. So 5 by 4 is slope of this line, so it is -4 by 5.
Yeah.
Slope
Minus.
of
Yeah.
polar is -4 by 5, right? And where is the polar located?
Yeah.
We will be able to easily say, because we know that let's say it is located here, n. You know that ON into
And
OP
yeah.
is equal to A square, right?
Yeah.
ON will be equal to A
Hmm.
square by OP, and A square is given 9 by OP, and OP is known, it is 6 minus minus 3 by 2, so 15 by 2 whole square plus 6 square,
Yeah.
225 by 4 plus 36 root over. So this is 144 plus 225, so 344, 369 by 4 root over 369 by 4.
Mhm.
So this is my OP, right? Root 369 by 2, right?
Yeah.
18 by root
Yeah. Yeah.
369. This is 19 almost,
Mm. Yeah.
right? 19.1 something, right? So almost ON is almost 18 by 19, right? So almost
Yeah.
1
Hmm.
unit away from the center,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know 1
Yeah.
unit away from the center, I will draw a perpendicular line, and that will be my polar.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this relation is super important. ON into OP is A square, and the fact that O polar is perpendicular to OP,
Okay.
right? So now
Yeah.
geometrically
Yeah.
you can construct anytime you need, you can construct where the polar line will be, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now suppose the question has been reversed. That is the article 166. Okay. Article 166 is saying to find the pole of a given line with respect to the circle. Okay. So now earlier, what have we been so far doing? We have a point given and we are finding the polar, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Polar was the line, right? Polar is the line and pole is the point, right?
Yeah.
Now what has been given? The line has been given, right? And you
Yeah.
have to find the polar, right? So let's
Okay.
say the line is given as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, right? This is the
Yeah.
given line, okay? And the circle is x square plus y square is equal to a square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to find the pole. Let's say we'll do it in the same way actually. We'll say let's say the pole is h comma k, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's say the pole is h comma k. This is what I want to find, right? So
Yeah.
if I know the pole, I would have written the polar equation as x h plus y k minus a square is equal to 0, no?
Yeah.
This should have been
Hmm.
my polar equation, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct? But I have been given this equation, right? Which is xa plus yb plus c is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is known to be the polar equation, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So then comparing coefficients,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
these two equations are supposed to be the same thing, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So h should be equal to minus a cube by c, and k should be equal to minus a square b by c. Obviously this is a cube because this was a and this was a, that's why,
Yeah. Okay.
right? But what is the idea? The idea is if I want to find the pole, I will assume that it is unknown hk, and from hk I will draw the polar equation. I will write the
Okay.
polar equation with respect to hk, and then see the given equation and match the coefficients.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Line has been given already, no? Polar has been given.
Yeah. Yeah.
Using
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
unknown
Yeah.
point, write the polar equation and then find it. Right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now 167, article 167 is proving a nice thing, which is if polar of a point P passes through a point T, passes through a point T, then polar of T will pass through P,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
will pass through P. So this is like some inversion type of a relation. Like inverse type of relationship. If one line's polar passes through the other line, like symmetrical type of situation, right? Then the other point's polar will pass through the first point. So to prove this, it is very straightforward to prove it. So let's say P point is x1, y1 and T point is x2, y2. Right?
Yeah.
And let's say
Yeah.
the circle is x square plus y square is equal to a square, right? So polar of point P will be what? Polar of P will be x1 plus y1 is equal to a square, right?
Yeah.
And it passes through T, that means x1, x2 plus y1, y2 is equal to a square.
Yeah.
And polar of T is what? x2 plus y2 is equal to a square. So obviously
Yeah.
this relation
Yeah.
is true. That means P lies on T, right?
Yeah.
Because see, this relation is true. That means x1, y1 lies on this, no?
Yeah.
Right. So it's super easy to prove this one. Correct.
Yeah.
Is everyone understanding this pole and polar stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is not very difficult. It seems difficult when you read it so many articles and all, but it's not. It's actually super easy. Now there is one more thing. There is a corollary beneath 167. Okay, so see, corollary is the intersection T of the polar of 2 points P and Q. Okay,
Yeah.
is the pole of the line PQ. So
Okay.
that is quite interesting. He's saying, okay, I'll just write it on the next page. 167 corollary is saying the intersection T of the polars of 2 points P and Q, right,
Yeah.
is the pole of the line PQ. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
prove it in an arbitrary setting. So let's say x square plus y square is equal to a square is my circle, and 2 points P is x1 comma y1 and Q is x2 comma y2, right?
Yeah.
And polar intersection of the polars of the 2 points. So polar of this is x1 plus y1 minus a square is equal to 0, and polar of this is x2 plus y2 minus a square is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we have that they intersect at a point T, right? So basically T is the point of intersection of these two, right? So T must be, let's say, x dash and y dash, let's say, right?
Yeah.
X dash and y dash basically satisfies both, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lies on both, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah.
Then only it will be the intersection point of the
Yeah.
polars. No?
Yeah.
Now let's think of PQ line, right? PQ line, right? Correct. PQ line,
Yeah.
I want to find the pole of PQ line, right?
Yeah.
Let's say pole of PQ line is some arbitrary point HK, right? This
Yeah.
is the reverse process, remember?
Yeah.
Like you have to assume the pole is something and write the equation of the polar, right?
Yeah.
Right. Polar equation would be xh plus yk minus a square is equal to 0. And this must match the PQ line, right?
Yeah.
So PQ line, if I write equation of PQ line, what is it coming? It is coming y minus y2 is equal to y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2 x minus x2, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is basically x1 minus x2 into y minus y2 x1 minus x2 is equal to x into y1 minus y2 minus x2 into y1 minus y2, right? So bringing everything to one side, we get x into y1 minus y2 plus, so minus, and becomes plus y into x2 minus x1, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus y2 into x1 minus x2 minus x2 into y1 minus y2, right? Equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y2 x1 and x2 y2, see x2 y2 at least cancels, right? This one.
Yeah.
The second term and second term cancel, so it is coming as y2 x1 minus x2 y1, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? This is my equation.
Hmm.
Equation of the PQ line, right?
Yeah.
Now this should match this, right? So you should
Yeah.
have h by y1 minus y2 should be equal to k by x2 minus x1 should be equal to minus a square by this part, right? y2 x1 minus x2 y1, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hk has come as this, right? Hk has come as this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is my pole of PQ line, right?
Yeah.
And now if you solve this, right,
Mm-hmm.
you will realize that x dash y dash will be this hk only.
Okay.
Remember, see, if you want to cancel it out, no,
Yeah.
you will have to multiply by x2 and x1, no,
Yeah.
x2 and x1 here, right,
Yeah.
to cancel
Yeah.
the x term, no.
Hmm.
So it will be y into x2 y1 minus x2 a square, and it will be y into y2 x1 minus x1 a square, right?
Yeah.
And this is what you will subtract. So you will get y into x2 y1 minus y2 x1, and this will become plus a square x1 minus a square x2 is equal to 0. So see, y is coming as a square x2 minus x1 by x2 y1 minus y2 x1,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is y term is here, a square x2 minus x1 by x2 y1 minus y2 x1.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what is happening? Pole
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
this pole of this line PQ is the same as the pole point of intersection of polars of P and Q,
Yeah.
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, if I have, let's look at it like this. So let's say polars of P and Q. P was this point, polar of P was this, okay?
Hmm.
And Q was this point, okay? Q was this point. Polar of Q was, let's say, this, right? Okay, this is not
Yeah.
appropriate. Let's say it was this, okay?
Hmm.
So this was polar of Q, let's say write it like this, and this was polar of P, right?
Yeah.
Then what the point of intersection of this is T, right? Now what
Yeah.
he's saying is that T is the point of intersection of polar of this is the pole of PQ line,
PQ.
pole of PQ line, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously there should be a faster way to prove it also. We have done it by brute force.
Mm-hmm.
We should be using the proposition 167 here to prove it.
Okay.
You can try to think about it, but it's not so important. I just wanted to mention it because it is a little strange.
Ah.
168 is super easy. 168 is to find the length of tangent drawn from x1 y1 to the circle. This we have already done.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there is a circle and there is a point here, right?
Yeah.
We already know that length of tangent will be by Pythagoras theorem, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So T, length of PT square should be equal to OP square minus OT square. Therefore, it is equal to x1 square plus y1 square minus a square, right?
Yeah.
So length of tangent is equal to root over x1 square plus y1 square minus a square, right?
Yeah.
So notice one thing
Yeah.
though, that the length of the tangent depends only on position of the point and the radius of the circle.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah,
depend
yeah.
on orientation of the line, no?
Yeah.
So both the tangents must have equal length. If you have fixed the point and the circle, then tangents have to have equal length.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Mm.
It doesn't depend on the direction in which the tangent is drawn. No?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is one. And obviously for the bigger circle, you do the same process, but with a more complicated set of points, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing exactly, but the values are different. Radius is root over g square plus f square minus c. And OP, O to P distance would be root over x1 plus g whole square plus y1 plus f whole square, right?
Mm.
Correct?
Yeah.
Distance formula, right?
Yeah.
So you will be able to, okay, we'll actually just do it. So distance of tangent, length of tangent would be OT square, right?
Yeah.
PT square, P, O and T, PT square.
PT.
So if I do PT square is equal to OP square minus OT square, right?
Yeah.
And OP square is equal to x1 minus g. So x1 plus g whole square plus y1 plus f whole square minus, this is radius square. So this is g square plus f square minus c, right?
Yeah.
This becomes x1 square plus y1 square plus 2g x1
2gx1
plus
plus
2f y1 plus g square plus f square. That cancels and
plus
this
c.
becomes this, right?
Yeah.
So this is very nice because notice what has happened. This was a circle and this was a point P x1 y1, right?
Yeah.
And the circle equation was x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c, right?
Yeah.
So finding length of tangent is just putting the point in the circle equation. No?
Yeah.
Length of the tangent is root over putting the point in the circle equation.
Yeah.
Y1 plus c, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you
Yeah.
call the circle equation as S, PT S is equal to 0. It is PT is basically putting root S1. Put the
Yeah.
point 1 in that,
Yeah.
right? So that is how you should remember it. And it is the same thing for the normal simple circle also, because you notice that PT is just putting root over x1 square plus y1 square minus a square. This
Yeah.
equation is the circle equation. X square plus y square minus a square is circle. You're just putting that point in the circle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 169 is finding the equation of pair of tangents from point x1 y1 to the circle x square plus y square is equal to a square. So 169, pair of tangent equations, pair of tangents from x1 y1 to x square plus y square is equal to a square, right? Now how he is doing it is he's saying let hk be any point on the tangent, on the pair of tangents, right?
Yeah.
Pair of tangents. And he will say that equation of hk will be basically y minus y1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, also one more thing he has done is, this is a circle, and this is the point P, x1 comma y1. He wants equation of this line pair, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
first of all, he has noticed that, 1 second. Since any straight line touches a circle with the perpendicular on center, from the origin on the line. Okay. So let's say HK is any point on this line, right? So any point on any of the tangents, right?
Yeah.
So equation of a line through P and HK will be y minus y1 is equal to k minus y1 by h minus x1 into x minus x1. No?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the equation of the line tangent which passes through P and through HK, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, obviously, length of perpendicular from 0, 0 to this should be equal to A, right?
Yeah.
So he will just write the condition for length of perpendicular from origin to this line is equal to A. That condition he's writing, and then he's squaring that, then you get that equation. Okay.
Okay.
Now, after a lot of simplification, I will not do the steps because it's long, but you see all the steps of the simplification. What you will get is very nice. What you will get is that equation of pair of tangents from a point x1, y1 to a circle x square plus y square minus a square is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Let's say this equation is S, okay? Let's call it S is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Equation
Yeah.
of pair of tangents comes out to be S1 is equal to t square. Now, what is all this? S is basically the circle equation only. So
Yeah.
S is x square plus y square minus a square. Okay. What is S1?
Yeah.
S1 is put the point in the circle. Okay. What is that? X1 square plus y1 square minus a square. And what is t square? T is tangent from this point to the circle. So that will be x1 plus y1 minus a square whole square. Okay. Now if you look at the end line of the article 169, right?
Yeah.
See, that is what he gets at the end. X square plus y square minus a square multiplied by x1 square plus y1 square minus a square is equal to x1 plus y1 minus a square whole square.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is very easy to remember. Like, notice that you are doing what? You are doing S is the circle equation, S1 is the point in the circle, and t square is the tangent equation from this point, right?
Yeah.
And why is
Yeah.
this a pair of straight
Yeah.
line equation? You can understand that by noticing that this is degree 0. This is a constant, no?
Yeah. Constant.
So this is 2 degree. And this is also a line raised to the power 2. So this is also 2 degree,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, this will be a 2 degree equation, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, it is possible that it is a straight line equation. It looks like it has many powers and all, but it's actually just 2 degree only.
Yeah.
Therefore, it is a pair of tangents equation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the derivation is the same derivation. Take any arbitrary tangent line and say that distance is equal to radius. Now that condition will be a mod type of condition, right?
Yeah.
And then square it to remove the mod, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you follow the steps that he has shown, you will understand. There's no difficulty here. Now, the reason we mention this is because this relation is generally applicable for any 2 degree curve.
Okay.
For any 2 degree curve. So basically, even if you had a different curve, right? If you had a parabola also, right? Equation of pair of tangents from this point and this point, suppose, right?
Yeah.
Would have been parabola equation could have been whatever, and I would have done S1 is equal to t square. Okay, from this point.
Yeah.
So I would have done y minus ax square minus bx minus c is S. S1 would have been y1 minus a x1 square minus b x1 minus c, and
Yeah.
t would have been, now t I have to write carefully. For t you have to replace stuff, right? So
Yeah.
y becomes y plus y1. So y becomes y plus y1 by 2 minus ax square, a x x1 minus b x plus x1 by 2, and constant is unchanged, and whole square.
Yeah.
This whole thing is directly I know how to write the pair of tangents, because I know that pair of tangents equation is this for any 2 degree curve. Okay.
Yeah.
From a point x1 y1. So, so this is article 170, and this we will see later also. Like we will be able to find this again and again. We'll understand how this comes. Okay. So this is article 170. Now this exercise is totally doable. You can try this exercise 19. and what we will end with is one article which is the polar form. So we are almost towards the end of this chapter now. Okay,
Okay.
175 and all we will not be doing. Okay, so
Okay.
we will do 171 and we will do, actually we'll just do 171 and 173. Okay, okay. So 171 and 173 are important. So you can mark those articles, 171, 173. So 171 is basically find the equation of a circle in polar coordinates. Okay.
Okay.
So what is this polar coordinate stuff? So instead of y and x, we refer to every point instead of x and y with r and theta,
Yeah.
right? So any point can be written as, x can be written as r cos theta and y can be written as r sin theta, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so basically r is the distance of the point from the origin and theta is the angle that it makes with the positive x axis,
Positive X. Yeah.
right? So that's just a new coordinate system. It is nothing special. So so now, but now we'll try to write the equation of our circle using this, right?
Yeah.
So let's say this is the center, right? C is the center. Now the data that he is given is C is at a distance of capital R. So basically C is at a point capital R, okay?
Yeah.
And the angle that C makes with the x-axis is called alpha, okay?
Yeah.
Alpha. So C's coordinates in our new form is r comma alpha, okay?
Yeah.
Then he says, let a radius vector through O at an angle theta with the initial line cut the circle in P and Q. Okay, so let's say we draw a vector like this, line like this, which cuts the circle at P and Q. This is P and this is Q, okay?
Yeah.
And this is at an
Yeah.
angle theta, okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
obviously this distance is something else. This is R1 and this distance is something else, right? This is
Yeah.
R2, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the angles are the same for both the points, no?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
basically P is equal to R1 comma theta and Q is equal to R2 comma theta, right?
Yeah.
And center is equal to capital R comma alpha, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And radius of the circle is A, right? This is A and this is A, right?
Yeah.
Radius of the circle is A, correct? Now what he's
Yeah.
saying is just simply do cosine rule on angle COP. Okay,
Okay.
COP, cosine rule on triangle, this is O, COP, right? So cos of COP, angle COP will be equal to what? It will be this square plus this square minus this square by 2 into this, no?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you will get this square is capital R square plus this square is, let's right now not put R1, let's put R only in general, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like let's put R in general, R square for OP minus PC square is A square na?
Yeah.
by 2 into R capital R into small r, right?
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
angle COP was what? Angle COP was basically theta minus alpha, no? Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You will get cos theta minus alpha into 2 capital R small r is equal to R square plus small r square minus A square, right?
Yeah.
Correct? So
Yeah.
you get R square minus 2R cos theta minus alpha into R plus capital R square minus A square is equal to 0.
Yeah.
This is an equation that we have gotten, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is the required polar equation of a circle. What we care about, what I care about especially, I don't expect you to remember this and all. It's not important to remember, but what is important is how we got it, right?
Yeah.
We took this as a polar, this as a polar coordinate of this, and
Yeah.
then took an arbitrary chord, right?
Hmm.
And we saw that this point will be some r comma theta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this point will be some other value of r comma theta, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this is r1, this is r2, right? And this angle is
Yeah,
theta
yeah.
minus alpha. And we are just doing, this is radius, so we are just doing, in this triangle we are doing cosine rule, right?
Yeah.
And we are writing
Yeah.
cos theta is equal to this, right?
Yeah.
So nothing very difficult here to get this equation, right? Once
Yeah.
you get this equation though, we can now do nice things. We can say things like the roots of this equation, this is a quadratic equation in small r, no?
Yeah.
Roots of this equation will be the 2 points where P and Q are cutting, right? The circle,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? R
Yeah.
was the distance from the origin, no? R meant distance from the origin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the two satisfying values for this? It will be OP and OQ, right?
Yeah.
So roots of this equation, roots are R1 and R2. R1 and R2, which is OP and OQ, correct?
Yeah.
Now
Hmm.
you also know that sum of the roots is what? Sum of the roots is minus, so 2r cos theta minus alpha, which is not very useful. But the useful part is this. Product of the roots is what? Capital R square minus A square.
Minus square. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
this is super important because what you will notice is that this is a constant,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Product of the roots is a constant. No?
Yeah.
So if I had, it doesn't even depend on the theta angle.
Yeah.
So then that means that I could have drawn a line like this, right?
Ah.
At a different angle,
Yeah.
and the product of the roots would still have been this only, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that means OR and OR into OS would have been equal to OP into OQ, would have been equal to R square minus A square.
Yeah.
You understand what this is? Highly significant because now you can keep drawing different chords, right?
Yeah.
At different angles, right?
Hmm.
And the product
Hmm.
of these lengths is going to be fixed no matter what,
Yeah.
because R1 into R2 has come out to be a constant that does not depend on the angle,
Yeah.
right? So what we learn from here is that given a circle and given a fixed point, the only thing required is the point is fixed and the circle is fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, now any line like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any line like this, right? All these points, what will happen is O to C, right?
Yeah.
O to C was my R square, no?
Yeah. Capital.
Capital R was O to C and A was the radius, right? So what I have is P, Q, A, B, C, D. I have OP into OQ is equal to capital OC square minus A square, which is equal to capital R square minus A square. OP into OQ, right?
Yeah.
Is equal to OA into OB is equal to OC into OD. All of them are same. All of them are this value. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is called this expression or OC for a given point P. We can define OP square minus A square as a constant, which is called power of a point.
Yeah.
Power of a point with respect to a circle. So basically what it means is that from P point, if I draw a line which cuts the circle at 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Then the distance from P to that Q and P to that R, product will be this.
Yeah.
Okay. Product will be distance of P to the center whole square minus A square. And one more thing which is nice, which comes from here is that draw a line like this which cuts it only once. Okay, that
Yeah.
means it is tangent, no? So
Yeah.
the C and D have coincided here, no? So you will write OT into OT now, no?
Yeah.
Instead of OC into OD or OA into OB, right? A and B have merged into one point, right?
Yeah.
That is still equal to
Absolutely.
OC square minus A square,
Yeah.
which is obvious, no? Tangent length should have been this.
Yeah.
Akhil, did you miss the whole power of a point stuff?
Oh, no.
So what I'm saying is this length, product of the length is called power of a point.
Yeah.
And that is equal to OP square minus A square, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Hmm.
if your A and B have become the same point, they have coincided like this, right? So
Yeah.
notice what will happen. If you bring it closer, it will become OT into OT eventually, no?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They become the same point, right? And then this
Yeah.
line becomes tangent, right?
Yeah.
So you get
Yeah.
length of tangent square is equal to OC square minus A square, which fits, right?
Yeah.
Pythagoras theorem,
Pythagoras.
Hmm.
right? Correct.
Yeah.
So this is super important, this power of a point stuff. Like many times in like this is very important from an Olympiad perspective, but in JEE also sometimes they ask it in a very hidden way. Like if you know the power of a point relation, then you will get the answer very easily. Otherwise, you'll keep struggling.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we have learned is from a point, if you draw a line which cuts the circle at 2 points, from that point to those 2 points, the distance product, right,
Yeah.
will always be
Hmm.
equal to point to the center distance square minus radius square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that distance is called power of a point P. And the way we proved it is we got this equation. We got the polar form equation of the circle plus r square minus a square is equal to 0. And we saw that r1, r2, a product of the roots was always constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Product of the roots means OP into OQ, something like that.
Yeah.
Correct. So we are done with this power of a point stuff. So article 173 is done. Okay. This is a well-known geometrical proposition. He's saying value of OP into OQ is always fixed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, ignore this article 20, example 20, but try example 19. Example 20 is more on the polar form. Like if you want, you can learn it, but it's not so important. Article 175 will skip, 176 will skip because it is a angular coordinates. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
177 we will also skip. Okay. We
Yeah.
will continue from next class onwards from 178, 179, 180. These three articles
Okay.
we have to do. 178, 179, 180, and then this chapter is over. Okay.
Okay.
So you can read
Yeah.
that and read that. You can actually yourself, you can go ahead and read 178, 179, 180, and you will mostly understand everything if you have understood stuff so far. Okay.
Okay.
So you should try exercise 19 and you should
Yeah.
try exercise 22. So exercise 22 has just a few extra things, just 3 articles worth. Okay.
Okay.
Just the 3 articles that we have not yet done. It's a few extra things, but most of the questions are stuff that you can actually do right now. Okay. But
Okay.
the only
Okay.
thing is that it is much harder. So
Okay.
it is harder than whatever you have seen so far. Okay. Most
Yeah.
of it is
Yeah.
locus questions and all. So it will be nice if you can attempt it and try as many as possible. It will be good. Eventually, you should be able to solve all these questions. There are 36 questions in this. This
Yeah.
is like that properties of triangle last exercise. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So this might be difficult, but you should try it anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
And this exercise will not be difficult. So make sure that you do this. Otherwise, you'll forget everything. Okay. Do this.
Yeah.
Do article example 19 for sure and attempt as much as possible from here. What we will
Yeah.
do is we will finish these 3 articles and next class we'll do the systems of circles articles. Like there are not too many left. There are 8-9 things there. Not much. We'll be finishing it in the next class.
Yeah.
Basically, we have to go till Article 187.
Yeah.
So it's almost done. So yeah, that's it. Circles will be over by next week. Okay.
Okay.
Then we will actually start the conic sections part. Right now, have they started circles and all for you in Alan?
No, still straight.
No.
Okay. Okay, fine. When they do start it, it will seem easy.
Hmm.
You should find it really easy. If you have done
Yeah.
SL Loni properly, it will be really easy for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's it for now. I'll see you guys on Thursday for.
Yeah. Bye, sir.
Okay.
Bye, sir.
Bye.